I would say that what concerns me is the fact that the trade, the substantial size of the market in China is, you know, for companies, for AMD, for Qualcomm, for Intel, this is a big market for these companies. And as we get this tension, we saw what happened as China decided to put more emphasis in Huawei and Honor and in their, what it's meant for Apple. In the data center, of course, without the ASML equipment, without the EUV, it's going to be difficult for them to compete at the same level. But at the same time, China's very crafty, and they've shown the ability to innovate against the odds. So, we don't want to see U.S. chip makers see their earnings decline, see growth decline. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we've got a balance in terms of the relationship, a balance in terms of the trade. And I'm not sure we're there right now. But I also, like I said, I think underestimating China would be a huge mistake.
Yeah, you're calling for actually expecting retaliation from China to be more aggressive. How so?
Well, I think China is already showing. I mean, look, the impact that it's had, for instance, on Apple, just by getting more focused on nationalistic support to its own enterprises. I mean, look, that makes a big difference. You see what that does to destabilizing the U.S. economy when the biggest tech companies are not performing. It creates concerns. That we're making it difficult for NVIDIA. We're making it difficult for AMD, difficult for Intel. And China hasn't really done as much as it could do. But at the same time, the microaggressions are there, and you hear it in their commentary. You hear it in the things that China is saying about what it can do, what it should do. And of course, the investments that it's making, the little things like maybe even the Micron sanctions. These are little things, but they can grow, they can escalate. And if they escalate, that puts big and substantial risk on U.S. chip makers. And of course, that ongoing relationship between China and U.S. And it's really fragile.
It is really fragile at this point in time. Do you think the U.S., Secretary Yellen's trip, do you see that as the U.S. extending an olive branch to China or not quite? You're stretching it a bit there.
I think the U.S. understands what's at stake. I think Secretary Yellen, I think the administration isn't suggesting that it has the exact plan in terms of how to balance. We understand that we need to have a trading partnership with China. We're not prepared to completely pull away. U.S. companies are not prepared to not do business there. But there is a lot of complexity. It starts around defense, but it moves into economics. It's about technology leadership. It's about global economic leadership. And like I said earlier, about the fact that AI is going to be a multi-decade arms race. It's the most important fundamental technology that's not going to impact this year and next year. We're talking multi-decades of completely changing the economy and the size of the market opportunity. Neither side wants to be on the wrong, here, but neither wants to fall behind either.